Okay, this is English 201, week 14, part 7. Cool. Um, I feel like doing more Magritte. I'm not done yet. I was gonna do other things. I got all this shit out and put it on my coffee table, and I was like, what am I gonna talk about for the last week of class? And I'm really having a good time talking about Magritte, because again, I think he makes one of the more important points that I'm trying to make across all my classes to all my students, which is it's this idea that art is more complicated than just a window onto another world, and that there's more things you can say about it than just why did characters make those decisions and what decisions would you have made if you were those characters. There's other stuff you can do. So I'm going to show you another Magritte painting. Um, all right, so this is another one of my personal favorites by Magritte. Um, God, I could look at that all day. There is so much going on here, and it is really deeply strange. So I guess the first thing, for starters, I think with Magritte, it's always useful to imagine like a slightly different painting. So you can imagine a painting in which this guy is over there. And in which case you would have a painting where you would have clouds and the beach, and you could just see it clearly. And then there's the curtain, and then this guy would be right here. And so what you would have a painting of in that case would be a dude standing in front of a dude with his back to you. He's facing a curtain, and to the left of the curtain is the beach with the water. You can imagine a painting that would look like that. Um, that's sort of the starting point for the painting. But what Magritte has done is something really strange. Oh, let's say this. You can also imagine a different painting in which the guy standing facing the curtain has moved over here a little bit, right? Now, in that painting, you would still have, it would look, you can imagine like the guy was standing here. You can imagine that painting. You can also imagine another painting where the guy standing here moved over here. But if that in that painting you would have this would all be curtain, it would be covered completely. But what's happened is something funny. The guy has moved away, and he's left a hole in the curtain. Now, this raises a weird question, which is that if he were in front of the curtain, you wouldn't know if there was a hole there or not because he's blocking it. So to you, it would seem like, how do I put this? Like when people move, the background doesn't move. You know what I mean? Like if I move over like here I'm in front of the WC, and then if I move over like this, the WC is still there. See, and because in the real world, the background stays the same, right? So I'm blocking the WC, and now you can see the letters WC, and it stays put. That's what happens in the real world, which is that people are sort of independent of their backgrounds. That's a completely normal thing that you learn. Babies don't know this, which is why they like the game peekaboo, because they think that when the face is covered up and they go, when you cover up your face, the kid's like, oh shit, did my father just disappear? Oh no, he's back. And that's why kids like peekaboo, because they're like, wait, what happened? Oh no, he's back. Oh god, did he go away again? Oh no, he's back. That's the whole point of peekaboo, is you go like this and the kid thinks you've disappeared. But eventually babies grow up and they learn that when you put your hand in front of your face, you're still there underneath the hand. But very small children don't understand that. So when you cover your face to play peekaboo with a baby, they think for a little bit that you've absolutely disappeared. Like they're like, oh shit, that person is gone. And then you take a hand away and they're like, oh, they're back. And kids love it because it's a little terrifying. Mommy or daddy disappeared. And then there's a happy ending. Oh, they didn't disappear. They're right there. And then eventually they learn that when you cover something up, it stays there. In Magritte land, that doesn't happen. Um, Something really funky has happened in Magritte, which is that the guy has you can imagine him standing here, and it would look like if this guy was standing there, it would look like a completely realistic painting. It would just be a guy standing in front of a curtain, and to the left of the curtain is the sky and the clouds and the beach. But what has happened is the guy has moved over, and something crazy has happened, which is that he's revealed like a whole shape. He's like, it's almost like he's taken the background with him. Like, did the curtain go with him? If I could walk around to his front, would it be curtain? Like, I don't know what happened here. It looks for and by the way, this is not what's going on, but it's what looks like's going on. It looks like that he's moved over here, and left a weird him-shaped hole over on this side. And again, that's strange because in the real world, the background would stay continuous, but in here, when he moves, something else happens. Now, there's one little detail in this painting that I absolutely love, and I don't know if you've noticed it yet, but I just think it's totally fascinating, which is this little bit of curtain on his shoulder. Do you see how these are the curtains here, but the folds of the curtain are different here than they are here? So if you take a look, you can realize what's happening, and it's something really strange and really surreal, and I kind of love it. See, for a second, it looks like what he's done is moved over here and revealed a person-shaped hole in the curtain. Although obviously it wouldn't stay just like that, but he's revealed a person-shaped hole in the curtain on the scene. But this little piece of curtain here that's on his shoulder suggests something else. Why is it this is curtain, and this is like a different section of curtain that doesn't quite match the curtain up here? See how this black line doesn't continue down here? So what is this little bit of curtain there? Well, it's really interesting. This little piece of curtain is right there. It's behind him. What you're looking at with this figure here, it's like, imagine the front of this guy was a mirror. This is what would be in the mirror. This cloud is that cloud that would be right on the other side of his head, right? Like this curtain, this little piece of curtain that's on his shoulder is the little piece of curtain that's on the other side of his shoulder here. What Magritte has done is he's taken everything that this guy is blocking and moved it over here. I don't even know how to describe why that's crazy. He's playing games with what's called the picture plane. The picture plane is like on a window, it would be like the glass of the window. On a mirror, it would be the mirror itself. And normally, we like to ignore the window to pay attention to what's on the other side of the window. Normally, we ignore the movie theater screen and the projector to pay attention to the world the movie is showing us. But Magritte doesn't let us do that. He's doing something very strange where at first it looks like this guy has moved from here to here and left a hole in the curtain. But actually, what this is this shape is everything that is being blocked by this guy, including he's blocking a little bit of curtain here, so there's a little bit of curtain over there. He's playing a very kind of strange game with this, with sort of painting and images, because he's drawing attention to the fact that it's a drawn thing. That in the real world, there I am, and there's the letter WC, and now I'm blocking it, right? But in a painting, if you paint me here, it's not like the painter draws the WC and then draws me on. If someone's making a painting of this image, it's not as if the painter's drawing that and then painting my head over it. It's not there at all in a painting. Now, when you think about it as a painting of the real world, of course, there are things behind me in the real world, but a painting is not the real world. It's its own thing. In which case, since the painter doesn't paint the WC and just paints my head, there is no background. Like in a painting, in real life, the WC is behind me. In a painting, nothing is behind me except for canvas, right? And he's messing around with that and playing around with what is sort of blocked or not shown. And again, also, I think, notice, by the way, that he's also doing this thing where he's drawn the figure with the guy's back to us. When you see someone like that, with their back, in the real world, if you see the back of somebody, you can guess what their front's going to look like. They're going to have two eyes and a nose, probably. You could be wrong. They could turn around and only have one eye. But like, something's on the other side of that. A human being is continuous, right? You see the person's back. Obviously, they've got some kind of front, probably two eyes and a nose and a mouth. In this painting, I don't know what the fuck would be on that. If that guy turned around right now, I have no idea what would happen. Would his entire front be a mirror? Would his face be covered by curtain? The curtain that disappeared from here? Would his face be, would his face be the clouds that I'm looking at on this side? Like I don't know what it would look like. And Magritte is playing with these things because he's kind of drawing attention to art as art. And this is the kind of point that I wanted to make with The Tempest, that it's not just the story of Prospero the Wizard doing adventures, it's also Shakespeare thinking about what is theater, and Magritte is thinking about what is art. Okay, cool. Yeah.